Welcome back. 10 in the Head, podcast number 8, coming to you from Spain yet again. Fantasy football. It's all that's on my mind. It might be mid-June, but I love it, and we're going at it day in and day out. It's never too early. Remember that. I say that every time. Never too early. 10 topics, 10 minutes. Here we go, number 1. What wide receiver do you draft number 1? Antonio Brown, AB, Julio Jones, both wide receivers are prolific, excellent. Julio Jones has been one of the most efficient wide receivers over the last 5 years. AB is AB. He is maybe the most efficient wide receiver in the last 3 years. He's amazing. And Antonio Brown has had 4 straight years of 1,250 yards plus with at least 10 touchdowns. Julio Jones had 3 straight years of 1,400 plus yards, but no more than 8 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns last year in comparison to AB's 12. Both of them are great, and you're not going to go wrong with either one. But to answer the question, Antonio Brown, AB's got to be your consensus number 1 wide receiver. He is just going to get the targets from Ben, and he will make things happen. AB, number 1 wide receiver to take this year. Number 2, is Gronk the best tight end? A lot of people will look at that question, raise eyebrows, and say, of course. What kind of question is this? What kind of podcast are you running here? But let me just stop the phone for a minute. Why are we not thinking Travis Kelce is going to be just as good, if not better, than Rob Gronkowski? Yes, he's only had 4 touchdowns, max, in his career in a season. Gronkowski's tripled that in the last 2 years, or 2 of the last 3 years. Obviously not last year with his injury. But he had 3 touchdowns last year and 540 yards just playing the short amount of time that he did. But does New England adding Brandon Cooks and their slew of targets take away from Gronk? People, no, it's Gronk. He's going to be down the middle. It's Tom Brady's favorite weapon. He's going to be getting his targets. And he will. But Travis Kelce will also be getting the targets from Alex Smith, who loves his tight ends. And they lost Jeremy Maclin. So now you have Tyreek Hill running, Chris Conley on the side, maybe in the middle. Kelce is going to have the biggest breakout year of all the tight ends this year. I did just finish my June rankings, and I am not scared to say that I have Travis Kelce ranked number 1 with Rob Gronkowski ranked number 2. And I'll let everyone go in the first round and get Gronk, maybe second round get Gronk. Good for you guys. I'm going to wait to the 3rd round, maybe 4th round if he slips, and grab Travis Kelce with a smirk on my face, sipping my beer, smiling. Got to go with Travis Kelce here. I know it's crazy, but I do not think Gronk is the best tight end this year. Number 3, drafting nothing but New England players. Crazy or smart? Now listen, you'd go, if you'd want to do this, you'd go Gronk number 1 in the 1st round. You'd go Brandon Cooks in the 2nd round, Brady in the 3rd round, Edelman in the 4th round, Gillespie in the 5th round. So that's at least 1 running back, quarterback, tight end, 2 wide receivers, all New England Patriots. What if that works? Do I think it's crazy or smart? Probably pretty crazy, but I'm thinking maybe in one of my leagues, I might just try to go for the all-Patriots offense fantasy style. Yeah, 1 week, I'll have a bye week. I understand that, and I'll plug and play in that position. I'm not worried about that at all. My bench is always my strong point. It's always good to have depth in NFL and in fantasy. Crazy, yes, but maybe smart. We'll see how that pans out this year. Number 4, where does Andrew Luck fall in the quarterback rankings? He's coming along nicely, Jim Irsay says, the general manager there. He has been prolific when healthy. He is a great quarterback, absolutely. Do I take him over Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees? No. Then it comes down, in my opinion, tier 2, Andrew Luck and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had a ballin' year last year. Unbelievable, and who knows if he can repeat. Andrew Luck has had injury-prone years, and I almost am scared of getting Andrew Luck because of that. His offensive line is not sturdy, and it's not great, and he's just open to hit after hit, and he runs the ball because he's a beast and he can take hits, but he also sets himself up for failure in that position by getting injured. So where do I say he falls in the rankings, excuse me? I got him 5 behind Matt Ryan, who's number 4. I will take Luck if he comes to me, right now his average draft position is the 5th round, first pick, and I have no problem with that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just going to say fifth overall in the quarterbacks. Number 5. How will Seattle's running backs fare in 2017? They added Eddie Lacy. They still have Thomas Rawls, C.J. Prosise, who was on the up and up last year. Still on the up and up, unfortunately, because he didn't do what he needed to last year. He was riddled with injuries. But Thomas Rawls has fallen deep in these drafts, and I have no problem getting that Central Michigan alum late, because there's a good chance Eddie Lacy does not stay the starter, even get the nod in the beginning in Seattle. C.J. Prosise is just, he has not proven himself. He did not prove himself his rookie year, so he's not proven. Thomas Rawls had the chance to be the best of the best, and he couldn't do it last year, but that does not mean you shouldn't go back to the well for him. How do they fare? Number 1, it's you got to say Eddie Lacy's 1, Prosise 2, Rawls 3, but I would buy low on Rawls, and I'd sell high on Lacy. I'm just avoiding him in every draft. I'm too scared. I don't know. His next weigh-in is Monday. We'll see what happens then. Number 6, will Jeremy Maclin or Eric Decker be a fantasy impact this year? Now, it depends on where they go, obviously, but I don't think so. I am probably going to avoid them unless put into the right position on the right team before training camp, OTAs, if they sign soon. If they don't sign soon, I'm probably not drafting. If they are around after the first week on my waiver wire, then I may take a look at them. However, I will avoid Maclin and Decker unless they can get a great opportunity from a great team. Number 7, will mock drafting in mid-June help? A lot of people say no. There's too many position battles to go through. Injuries can come up. It's too early to be looking for this, but it's really not. It's really not. You have 6 weeks until the first preseason game, to the Hall of Fame game. You have around 88, 87 days until the season starts. You want to be accustomed to anything that can happen and where people are being drafted right now to have an idea of what you should do in a couple months. Go out there and do a mock draft once or twice. You don't have to do one every day. Do one in June just to kind of get an idea where people are falling. And maybe that'll just kind of strike the passion back into you and get you ready for football season. Now that basketball is going to be over on Monday, and hopefully hockey will go 2 more games, but that's about to be over. It's going to be nothing but baseball. Our Tigers are choking. Go do a mock draft. Number 8, toss-up prediction. Will Fuller, Tyler Boyd. Will Fuller's got the speed. Tyler Boyd has got the quarterback. Both of them are going to be good. I went Tyler Boyd high last year, and it did hurt me. He didn't pan out the way I thought he was going to. But again, like I said earlier, don't be afraid to go back to the well. And I have no problem going with Tyler Boyd. Yeah, they drafted John Ross. He's going to be a speedster. But you got Boyd, Eifert running the middle, Ross, A.J. Green on the outside. I swear Boyd will get his targets. Will Fuller will have either Savage or Deshaun Watson thrown to him. And a lot of those passes coming from Houston are going to go to Hopkins. I mean, as Cincinnati will also go to A.J. Green. But I trust Andy Dalton to spread the ball out more than I trust Tom Savage or rookie Deshaun Watson. I will draft Tyler Boyd over Will Fuller this year, but both of them late. And if either one falls to me, I'll be happy to take either one. Toss up, though, prediction, give me Tyler Boyd. Number 9, toss up prediction. Willie Snead, Deshaun Jackson. Both these boys are being ADP'd right now in the 7th round. Jackson before Snead, but I've been doing a couple mocks, and it seems like this is the consensus of who do we want to get. These are going to be there for your, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And I like Willie Snead. I don't know if I like Mike Thomas as much as everyone else does this year. I like Willie Snead getting his targets from Drew Brees. I don't know if Jameson Winston will be able to hit Jackson a lot to make him a fantasy relevant player. Number 10, late round flyer. I want to start doing this every 10 in the head. I'm going to end on a late round flyer. Something that me and my buddy Russ, who you can find at Russ NFL Draft on Twitter, we talked about, and we like Jamal Williams, running back, Green Bay. Get him. He's going to be good this year. So that was it. 10 in the head. Thanks for listening. Like I said, follow my boy Russ at Russ NFL Draft. Listen to The Devil's Cut. You can find him at the Devil's Cut band. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Faber 1229. Appreciate you guys. It's been fun. Can't wait for the next one.